This is number 37 on your final exam review sheet. First, we're going to use the product rule for logarithms to combine the two logarithms. So we get log base 3 x plus 4 times x minus 2. Since there's an addition sign here, we have to use the product rule. This will still equal 3, and so we can raise 3 to the power of both sides, since that's the base for this logarithm, in order to cancel out the logarithm. 3 raised to the power of 3 equals 27, and here we have x plus 4 times x minus 2. Once you FOIL out this equation here, you get x squared plus 2x minus 8 equals 27. Then you can subtract 27 from both sides, and that will give you x squared plus 2x minus 35, and that will be equal to 0. Now we can use our quadratic formula to help us solve the rest of this equation. Let's write out our quadratic formula just to make sure we remember it. Our quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now that we have our quadratic formula written out, let's go ahead and identify a, b, and c. A is going to be 1 because it is the coefficient for x squared. B is going to be positive 2 because it's the coefficient of x. And c is going to be negative 35 because there is no x value next to it. Now we need to plug in our numbers for the equation. So now we have negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 35 all over 2 times 1. When we multiply within our square root function, we end up getting the square root of 4 plus 140, and then that's negative 2 plus or minus that square root all over 2. When we add up the inside of the square root function, we get negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 144 over 2, which we can then, over here, turn into negative 2 over 2 plus or minus the square root of 144 over 2, which will simplify to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 144 over 2. The square root of 144 is 12, so we have negative 1 plus or minus 12 over 2, and that will become negative 1 plus 6 and negative 1 minus 6. Negative 1 plus 6 equals positive 5, and negative 1 minus 6 equals negative 7. And we know these answers are correct because negative 7 plus 4 equals negative 3 times negative 7 minus 2, which equals negative 9, and that will equal 27, as well as 5 plus 4, which equals 9, and that multiplied against 5 minus 2, which is 3, also equals 27.